Welcome back to the weekly update. This is version 1.9.21, the variable pitch ship propeller update. The first screenshot is by Maverick. Dear Stormworkers, happy holidays. It is update week, and this update includes new variable pitch ship propellers. Awesome, I've been looking forward to that. These new propellers have a pitch input that allows you to adjust the pitch angles of the blades. This controls the amount of energy transferred by the propeller and controls the amount of thrust generated. Small, medium, and large variants are included. And the next screenshot is by Archer Dude 11. As well as these new components, there are several fixes and improvements included. Please see the patch notes below for details. We have now included the dedicated server EXE with Stormworks. Please, can we ask the server owners to transition over as we plan to discontinue the separate dedicated server app after the 16th of February 2024. The next screenshot is by Joff Reddy. We look forward to your feedback on the new components and fixes. Much love, Stormworks developers. Patch notes version 1.9.21 feature variable ship propellers, small, medium, and large. Fix improved positioning of players when leaving a seat, particularly at high speed. Fix looping equipment sound effects not playing if two items with looping sound effects were on the hotbar. Fixed oil deposit placement, see floor height calculation. Fixed typo in the radio antenna transmit logic node. Fixed typo in description of the Urine Wind power plant. Fix allow player inspect raycast to ignore ghost physics for hovering NPCs. Fix Lua add-ons added missing document alias. Fixed one support for seated ID and seated peer ID. Fix resolve issue where looking at NPC wouldn't always bring up the context menu. Fix oil spills no longer cleared by pumping through fluid jets and improve stability of oil simulation. Fixed occasional crash when spawning vehicles related to body mass calculations. Fix hid data login blocks which are used for our unit testing. Fix crash related to spawn vehicle add events. Rework, rename gender to body type in character editor. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at these variable pitch propellers. So we'll type in prop here. As you can see, we have pitchable props now. So here are some of the old ones. We have the azimuth thruster. We have giant propeller. We have the large pitchable propeller. So let's take a look. Large boat propeller with controllable pitch. A standard number input controls the propeller's hub, allowing you to affect its pitch. Power received from an engine affects forward and backward force generated. This propeller will only operate underwater. Mass 100, force is 160,000. We can do the pitch of it, and we need to put in RPS. Here's the old or the other large propeller that we already had. Here's a pitchable propeller right here. The price on the first one was 600. This one is 300. Same thing here. As you can see, we have 50% of the thrust of that and a little less than 50% of the mass. And here, if we look here, we have the small pitchable propeller. This one is really interesting to me. Let's go ahead and I'll put all these up. So we'll start with the large here. So here's our large. I was afraid that the large was not going to be giant. It appears that it is quite giant. So let's go ahead and we'll compare. So if we grab the large pitchable prop here, as you can see, very cool. So this is the big size. Let's go ahead and grab the giant propeller. If we look here, wow, that's big. Okay, so this is really big. So if we look at the giant propeller, that is the giant propeller in comparison to this one. So we really have a properly huge propeller now, which is really cool. So if you didn't even want to pitch it, that's still massive. Let's go ahead and we'll get rid of that. And let's try we'll do the next one here. So we have the large pitchable propeller. Next we have the pitchable propeller. I assume that's the medium. So let's go ahead and we'll hook that up to put the giant on the back of it here. So as you can see, this one here is still about the size of this, a little bit bigger. So this is awesome. I was afraid they were going to make it so that we didn't, they talked large, medium, and small. I was afraid that we weren't going to get a really, really large one. So as you can see, we have an even bigger propeller now, which is really super cool. So that's the size of it against the giant. We'll put a giant on the back of here so we can keep an eye on the size differentials. All right, then we have one, let's see, we have this one here, the small pitchable propeller. So this is probably about the size of our current large. Yeah, so if you see, that's about the size of our current large. So it would be nice. One thing I'd like to see them add later is maybe even a smaller one, because what it really got me excited was if we could have one that was just one block. So these are really cool. Let's go ahead and look at the nodes here, and we'll hook up some throttles. And so one of the things you want to be able to do with these, and I hope we have that functionality, it looks like we do, is the ability to feather them. So one of the things that's nice is when your propeller is feathered, it can spin but not actually produce any thrust. So you can sit still while the propeller is spinning. That maintains the momentum. And then let's go ahead and we'll go negative. Beautiful. That's positive. And we can go negative. That is gorgeous. So this is exactly what I was hoping for, is the ability to go both positive and negative. So if we go to 0, we should be producing, we'll go close, we should be producing no thrust. So this allows you to keep your engine spooled up. And then if you want to go forward, you can add a little bit of thrust. The propeller works like a screw, so at a certain pitch, for every 1 rotation, it's going to go a certain distance forward. The lower the pitch, the shorter the distance to go forward. These are all fixed pitch propellers. You can see they have 1 pitch, and so for every 1 rotation, you will always go a certain distance forward. These are going to be different. So at this, as you can see, this is a 1/10. So for 1 rotation, we're going to go a certain distance forward, and at this, we're going to go a certain distance forward with 1 rotation. The other benefit of these is we can go from forward right into reverse. Often what you'll have to do is you'll have to have the engine slow down and stop the propeller. So you have to program it in where the clutch will disengage so the propeller has time to stop, because you can't turn your engine backwards. So you need the propeller to stop or you'll stall your engine. You don't have to worry about this with these. As they rotate, they'll maintain their momentum, and this allows you to easily go right into reverse and right into forward. So this would be really good for maneuvering. As you can see, all the other ones work the same as well, so really cool. I think this is a great addition for the game. This is something I put a feature request up for, and really looking forward to this. All right, so one thing we can do here is if we bring it back into the editor and we click on them, as you can see, we can click and we have blade count. So we can decrease the blade count down to 2, and we can do a total of 8 on there. That's a little bit silly. Do keep in mind that as you add blades, just like with an aircraft, you're trying to move, in this case, more water. That requires more strength. You're trying to do more work. And so if you add more blades and your boat goes slower, that is not the game broken. That's not counterintuitive. That's very intuitive. Is as you are trying to do more work, your engine may not be strong enough. So there are going to be ideal blade counts. For example, they do this a lot in airplanes. For example, if you have a 2-bladed prop, that's going to be a lot easier to spin because you're moving a lot less air, in this case water. As you start to increase your blade count, you're going to be more efficient, but you're going to possibly be slower. You're not going to be able to move the propeller as fast with a higher blade count, but you're going to be more efficient. You'll notice this in a lot of commercial aircraft now. They have more higher blade counts, and that is for efficiency. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.